What up, hype beast? It's your boy Lucrecio back with another NBA news update video. Today's video is about the Chicago Bulls. Now, I also have a team breakdown coming from the Bulls later this week, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on notifications and all that stuff. Anyway, so apparently Fred Hoiberg is out as coach of the Chicago Bulls, and he will be replaced by Jim Boylen. And the crazy thing is, Jim Boylen is not an intern coach. He is going to take over as the full-time coach. He has a contract, everything. Like, this had been in planning for a while. I guess they were just giving Hoiberg a chance to see if he can get something going. To me, this is a long time coming, man, because if you remember, if you know Fred Hoiberg, he was a sharpshooter in the NBA for a while. He was a very good coach at Iowa State. He had those guys go on the Final Four run or whatever. And he tried his hand in the NBA. Now, over the years, he's received a lot of complaints. Jimmy Butler, even though Jimmy Butler has kind of had issues from place to place or whatever, but Jimmy Butler didn't like his coaching style. He said he didn't hold players accountable. I think Rondo had some derogatory comments or whatever towards his coaching style. And his teams haven't been successful. The team that went to the playoffs with Jimmy Butler, Rondo, and Dwayne Wade or whatever, that was a team full of veterans. They said he didn't like coaching veterans. They said he had a hard time coaching veterans. All those guys left. He has nothing but really talented young players now. And, they still don't do anything. And the thing that sticks out about Fred Hoiberg's teams are, usually when you have a young team with a lot of talent, the teams are competitive until the end of the game, where one or two things happens. Either they get in the fourth quarter, they get just out executed by a team with experience or whatever, and they just lose, or they keep it competitive till the end and they just can't close out the games. That's usually how young teams lose a lot of games. But you can see the talent, you can see potential. With the Bulls look really bad in their young team, and they have really talented players. So when you look at the whole pie, you're like, what's going on here? Like, they have Zach LaVine, somebody who could be a 25-point plus per game scorer in the NBA. They have a young Al Horford. They just have good players. Chris Dunn is about to come back from injury, and he's their point guard for the future. Lauri Markkanen, a sharpshooting big man or whatever, who's going to be one of the better stretch bigs in the NBA. I mean, you just have a lot of talent for a team that has performed so poorly. You even have Jabari Parker in there, averaging 16 points, helping out, trying to regain his name in the NBA. And they have enough to not be as bad as they are, basically. They shouldn't look like the Hawks and stuff like that. The Hawks don't have talent. They have like a few players or whatever who they're trying to see if they're going to be good or not. The Bulls have players that are most likely going to have good careers. They should look better. So I could totally see why the Bulls made this change. I knew it was coming at some point. Personally, I actually thought, back when they had all these veterans or whatever, I actually thought that once Hoiberg can coach his young players, since it'll be more like the college team, I thought it would be better. And it just hasn't. This team has been like really, really bad, like the bottom of the barrel for years, even though they had like some young prospects and things of that nature. They should look better. I'm not going to say Jim Boylen is going to come in and they're going to win a lot of games and nothing like that. I'm not saying that or whatever. I kind of question the choice of Jim Boylen as well. But anyway, that's besides the point. I thought if they're going to get rid of him, they might bring in somebody. Mark Jackson's name has come up with a lot of good teams. Like when the Cavs last year, when people wanted to fire Lou, which they should have. Oh yeah, Mark Jackson. Now, the Lakers, well, when they were struggling, people started chattering about Luke Walton or whatever, and everybody, oh, Mark Jackson. I think all those situations, if you have a veteran team and a successful team or whatever, I don't think Mark Jackson, if you want to change the call, I don't think Mark Jackson is the guy for you. I don't think he's going to take you over there. But if you have a young team with really young players like this who need to learn the game at the NBA level, I think Mark Jackson is somebody you could look at. I think there's other coaches that you could potentially look at. They just went straight for Jim Boylen right off the back, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, they had this in play for a while, that they knew that the associate head coach was going to take over. It happens. It happens with Tyronn Lue. It happened with Tyronn Lue and in Cleveland. He was an associate head coach. They were plotting on the head coach. If whenever he failed, they were gonna slide him in there. So it's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the Bulls. Maybe Jim Boylen is a voice in the locker room and a voice on the court that the ownership has noticed that players respond better to. So that's why they're going in that direction. Either way, Fred Hoiberg is out, which bothers me a little bit because I like Fred Hoiberg. I remember a long time ago, I think on the original NBA 2K, I would always keep him on my bench because he did not miss threes on that game. So because of that, I always root for Fred Hoiberg. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Did the Bulls make the right decision getting rid of Fred Hoiberg and bringing in Jim Boylen, or should they have given Fred Hoiberg more time, or should they have got a different coach? Just let me know down below in the comment section. Remember, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to grow. Hit the like button and all that stuff. See you next time.